How many of you have had enough of 2024? And how many of you are ready for 2025? Very good. Well, Steve Maraboli, in his wonderful book, Life, the Truth, and Being Free, wrote, "The beautiful journey of today can only begin when we learn to let go of yesterday." So if we don't want to carry 2024 into 2025, we don't have to. But we'll probably have some work to do because no one can decide for us what to carry into the new year. Ernest Holmes put the whole thing this way: life is a blackboard upon which we consciously or unconsciously write those messages which govern us. We hold the chalk and the eraser in our hand, but are ignorant of this fact. What we now experience, we need not continue to experience, but the hand which holds the eraser must do its neutralizing work. And so, in order to make room for the new things to come, we frequently must let go of old things, things that weigh us down, undesirable things that we've foolishly allowed to clutter up our lives, things that may have been once good but have outlived their usefulness. And it's always a good time to let things go, but a new year seems an especially appropriate time to release what doesn't serve us and to welcome the new things to come. Now, I've often thought how very strange it is that we sometimes resist letting go of the stuff that we've held on to for far too long, especially when we consider the great benefits of letting go. Letting go of the past involves releasing regret, resentment, grudges, bitterness, and anything else that makes us uncomfortable, anything that's hurtful, anything that's abusive. And sometimes we hold on to the pain we experience and we take it with us year after year after year. It's very important to let this pain go. And while we're at it, I should mention that letting go of the past also involves releasing the desire for life to be like it was back then in the good old days. We've all known people who constantly relive their high school or college years. Oh, those were the best years of my life. And sometimes we try to hold on to our yesteryears because we may not be content with our current circumstances. But letting go of the good old days is just as important as letting go of the pains of the past. In fact, letting go of the so-called glories of the past may be your key to getting rid of the pain in the now. Just as letting past pain allows us to see, or releasing past pain allows us to see the now good, letting go of past glories helps us deal with the now pain. In other words, we can't deal with today's stuff if we're living in days gone by. So how does letting go benefit your life? Here are just 4 ways. First, you'll have more time. We all find ourselves wishing we had more time, and I'm tempted to say that this is a modern phenomenon, but my guess is that we humans have always complained that we need more time. When we let go of the past, we have more time. We have more time for ourselves. We have more time to enjoy what's right in front of us. Trying to live in the past is killing time. And killing time is not a simple crime. It's murder. It kills the here and now. So declare the past over and get on with life. Secondly, when we learn to let go, we have more clarity. When we let go of the past, we see reality as it is, without the distortions of what used to be. When we're living in the past, it's as if our car has a rear view mirror that's as big as the windshield. You can't see where you are now, let alone where you're going. But today isn't yesterday. Every day there are changes in the universe, changes in other people, and changes in ourselves. Become aware of the now, and you'll discover what's real today. Our moments are sacred. You only have this one life in this current body, so make each moment matter. Remember that each second you allow yourself to dwell in the past, you're missing out on what's right in front of you, within you, and around you. In that regard, life is a little bit like a board meeting. You got to wrap up the old business before you can move on to the new business. Third, when you learn to let go, your intuition is enhanced. When your mind is clouded by the past, you're unable to clearly receive the signals that the universe provides you. Our intuition is such an amazing gift. However, if you're not aware of these signals due to dwelling in the past, you're missing out on the universe's guidance. We need to be in the moment to truly benefit from this gift, especially in the early stages of training our intuition. And fourth, when we learn to let go, our energy is increased, because holding on to yesterday is heavy. If you're trying to cook dinner or work out or enjoy a game with the kids or the grandkids or having a meeting for potential clients, but thoughts of yesterday keep popping up in your mind, your energy becomes diminished because you're attempting to accomplish one goal and yet your mind is in two places at once. This is exhausting. Learning to let go of an attachment to the past will free your mind and emotions, allowing more energy to flow. So just for a moment, imagine how different your life would be if you let go of the past and your energy was increased and your intuition was enhanced and you enjoyed your experiences more and you had more clarity and you had more time. Your relationships would be more intimate. Your career would be more successful. Your health would improve. And here are perhaps the top 3 areas of your past that you need to release, because these 3 areas of your past will affect your present if you don't release them. These are relationships, experiences, and habits. Relationships, experiences, and habits. And as we look at these, I'm going to be employing a little affirmation which says, I am releasing the shackles to my past right now. Now, we have got to make sure, of course, that our affirmations are not just words, but that we follow through with actions, and then our affirmations become powerful, and then we see results. Today's decisions, coupled with today's actions, determine the quality of tomorrow, and in fact, the quality of the new year to come. So let's take a closer look at the top 3 areas of your past that you need to release. And we'll begin with relationships. We've all experienced difficulties, hurts, and other negative emotions in our relationships with others. And this is just part of life because none of us behave perfectly all the time. And sooner or later, something may happen that will cause hurt, anger, disillusionment, or other negative emotions. But the real problem lies not in the situation itself, but in how it affected you. So take a moment and answer these questions, whatever it is that you need to release. Are you still angry over the situation, even though it may have happened years ago? When you remember the situation, is it still linked with emotions? You can easily answer this by noticing how you feel whenever you remember the situation. Have you really been able to release the situation and or the people involved and move on? In other words, the key to releasing the shackles to your past in relationships is to forgive. And true forgiveness means to release the situation and the person. True forgiveness does not necessarily mean that you have to trust again. Trust is earned. Forgiveness is a decision. You decide, you release, you move on, free. As long as you live in a human skin, forgiveness is the one practice that you'll need to master, because nothing will keep you stuck in the past more easily than resentment and non-forgiveness. Think of it this way. What or who you don't forgive, you drag into the new year with you. To forgive is to erase the negative energy that keeps you from entering the new year with a clean blackboard. And of course, this includes forgiving yourself as well. I am releasing the shackles to my past right now. Secondly, experiences. Life, of course, is full of experiences. Some of them are good, some not so good, and some we may even claim are terrible. But it doesn't matter so much what happens to you as it matters how you handle what happens to you. Life's experiences can make you bitter or better. The choice is yours. Reminds me of the old tongue twister. Betty put a bit of butter in the bitter batter to make the bitter batter better. I think I got that right. Yes. Not on your life. So life's experiences can make you bitter or better. The choice is yours. And one of the ways that your past experiences will become shackles is if you set up an encampment on those past experiences. You stay there in your mind and your emotions. One of my great colleagues, Dr. Arlene Bump, was fond of this peculiar quotation, a variation on a psalm. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not stop there and build a condo. Now, just as you decided to forgive and release the people who hurt you, you also need to release experiences that were hurtful. Don't allow them to be a shackle. And once again, it's your decision. Will this experience make you bitter or better? I am releasing the shackles to my past right now. Third, habits. You've formed many habits throughout your life, and some of these habits are good, and some of them are not so good. You may have habits that hinder your progress in achieving your dreams. They may affect your health, your relationships, and your spiritual development. These are the habits you need to release and replace. And once again, this begins with your decision. You need to decide what you want to release and when to release them, and then you begin the work of replacing them with good habits. I am releasing the shackles to my past right now. So today's challenge is, are you ready to make some strong decisions? Are you ready to release old hurts and the people who caused them? Are you ready and prepared to release difficult experiences, even if you don't understand them? You may understand them later in life, or you may never understand them. Who cares? It's letting go that matters. Are you prepared to release old negative habits that are hindering your present progress? You've probably heard that the past is the best predictor of the future. But remember the Thomas Troward saying, principle is not bound by precedent. In other words, what is always a new moment, and the laws of mind and spirit are always reliable. and they act upon your intention in the here and the now. And it doesn't matter what happened yesterday unless we refuse to let it go. The past only has power that we give it. The past can only influence the present and future if you refuse to let it go. Ideally, you want to learn the lessons from the past and leave the experience and the pain behind. And when you become aware of what you need to do differently so it can't happen again, the past loses all its power. This moment is where all your power for change lies. By focusing on the present, you are free to shift your perceptions and patterns of behavior without being influenced by memories of the past or any predictions you may create for the future. So how do we actually go about releasing the past? Well, again, we know that it's impossible to change the past, but you can always create something beautiful in the present and in the future. Release the pain of the past to fully embrace the beauty of the present moment. And release the beauty of the past if your probably faulty memories are causing your present to look shabby. Let's face it, if you could go back in time and look at those good old days objectively, you'd probably discover that they weren't really the heavenly bliss that you remember. Then we need to refocus our thoughts. Vast creative energy is creating your life right now, and your thoughts are its guides. Retrain your mind to focus on what you want in your life instead of what you don't want. Use the following 3 steps to free yourself from your past and embrace your amazing new life. First, acceptance. Your first step in releasing the past is to accept it. It sounds simple enough, but it's often the hardest step. The tendency is to focus on what should have happened or on what could have happened. Well, stop fighting the could have, should have battle and accept what happened. And having done so, secondly, make peace. After you've accepted the reality of the past, make peace with it. Your past has molded you into the person you are today, and you're in a position to create an amazing life. Making peace with your past may also include making amends with those you've wronged. And you may also give those you have wronged, who have wronged you, a chance to apologize and be forgiven. But be prepared to forgive them for your own sake, whether they are ready to apologize or not. And then, having gone through acceptance and making peace with it, third, look for the lessons. Search your past experiences for lessons learned. Acknowledge any wisdom your past has given you. You may have gained a level of deep compassion, or you may be well equipped to handle a challenging situation, and you may be able to help and inspire others. Accept, make peace, look for the lesson. Take as much time as you need with each step and repeat them as often as necessary. By releasing the past, you are now free to create the life of your dreams, baggage free. So this new year, do yourself a favor, a big favor, and live each day as if it were your last, because someday it will be. I began this talk with a quote by Steve Maraboli, and here's another. Renew, release, let go. Yesterday's gone. There's nothing you can do to bring it back. You can't should have done something. You can only do something. Renew yourself. Release that attachment. Today is a new day. All of which brings us to something we call the burning bowl ceremony. So right now, I want you to just close your eyes for a moment. Shut out any external happenings. Go within. What has been your stuff this year? Maybe it's financial worries. Maybe it's legal concerns, loneliness, a lack of confidence, hurtful relationships, disharmony, judgment, anger, a feeling that things can never be quite as good as they were in the past. Whatever it is that you need to release, try to think of it in terms of 1 or 2 words. The paper you'll be writing on isn't very large. And so now if you'll open your eyes, inside your envelope you'll find a pencil. You'll find a folded piece of paper with an affirmation by Ernest Holmes, and inside of that you'll find a small piece of white tissue paper. Having characterized what you wish to release in a word or 2, just write down whatever it is that you thought of. Don't worry if what you write doesn't seem to make you very spiritual. Just be honest with yourself and write down whatever it is that you want to leave behind. And having written on your paper, please fold it in half. And then fold it in half once more. And once again, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment, because now it is time to bless what you have written. Yes, I said bless. Because whatever the issue is, there is a blessing in it. There is a lesson in it. There is an opportunity for growth in it. It may have taken a lifetime before you can finally determine what the blessing is, but let's affirm together that it is showing up right now. There is one life, and that life is always new. As a part of that life, I am being created anew in every moment. Just as the old year is over, so am I finished with the baggage of the past. My new year is overflowing with every blessing, and I claim the blessings of freedom now. I am free from the past. I am free from mistakes of the past. And I am free from the results of the past. I released and I let go. And so it is, and so I allow it to be. And now, beginning with the back row, I invite you to come single file and drop your paper into the burning bowl. Drop it from about a height of 2 feet. And now, having made the conscious decision to release the past, Ernest Holmes has gifted us with a wonderful affirmation, which you're holding in your hands now. And I invite you to join me as we affirm the following. I shall keep the promise that I have made to myself. I shall never again tell myself that I am poor, sick, weak, nor unhappy. I shall not lie to myself anymore, but shall daily speak the truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of all life, truth, power, and action. I shall whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. So today, I have released what I don't want. And in this, I am healed and renewed. I let go and let Spirit show me a better way. I open my heart to love, and I'm blessed with peace, joy, and harmony. Happy New Year. Happy New You. Namaste.